Hello, hello, and welcome to Quackalope. I am Wes, this is Shira, and today we are talking about Sigil.
From Pine Island Games.
That's right. Now, this is a sponsored preview. We just want to talk about the interesting things about Sigil and what you're doing. Basically, the concept of this game is that you are looking to take control of the Sigil and cast all the various spells throughout this area and destroy your opponent.
It's a two-player, head-to-head game. You're going to be placing out these marbles on the board, step by step, and then taking various actions throughout the game. And yes, the ultimate point of the game is to have more of your stones on the board versus your opponent, or cast 6 spells.
Crush your opponent! Crush them!
Yes.
Into the dust. I want to crush you into the dust. I didn't crush you into the dust this time.
He got himself stuck.
Yeah, it was bad moves. Bad moves.
His little soldiers died.
There's lots of different things that you can do with this. One of the first things that you can do during your turn is you have to do a move action. And a move action is just you place one of your stones next to a color of next to a stone of the same color of you. There are several different optional actions that you can do. You can do a dash action, which means that you'll place yet another stone out and then remove 2 of your color stones off of the board from various locations. Don't have to be touching or anything. And then the other thing that you can optionally do is cast a spell. And when casting a spell, you can cast a single spell, which is one of these that are here in the centers. They do little spells, little actions, little interesting things. You could cast a 3 or a 5 stone spell, and those are much bigger, much more grand spells. If you were to cast a 3 spell, you will then take the 3 stones off your board, minus any of these mana locations that you might have. So there's a total of 3. Every spell has to cost at least 1, but if you're stuck on a 5 spell here and you control all 3 of those mana locations, you'll only have to remove 2 stones off the board, which is very important.
You've also done a really good job of moving around the board to control those locations.
Yeah, I didn't do a really good job moving around the board, but that is one of the strategic things that you have to be good at strategery in those regards. And then once you cast a spell, you'll then lock the spell so that you're not able to cast it again by placing your die on that location with the number that is faced up. Now, the interesting thing is if you've locked out a spell, doesn't mean that your opponent can't come in and still do that same spell. It's literally just keeping you from being able to cast the same spell over and over and over again. Once you cast a different spell at a different location, you'll then flip it to the next number, and you'll place the lock on that particular spell so that you don't, again, do that one over and over again.
The variability in Sigil is very immense. All of these spells come off the board and are modular, and there's a bunch of other ones that we did not play with that you can play out, and some of them are nicer, shall we say, and some of them are a little bit more take that and vicious. We played a very vicious cutthroat game, and so I'll show you some of our abilities. So this one is Fire Blast. Destroy all enemy stones touching you. If you get yourself situated in a spot, like if I would be here, I would get to destroy these 2 right off the bat. If I had been here, I would have gotten to destroy those 2 off the bat. This spell situationally is really super powerful. We have Carnage over here, which allows you to make 4 hard moves. In the game, there's this terminology, hard versus soft. Hard moves means you're pushing someone else out of their location, and that's a way that you can sometimes take them off the board, but also advance and move around. To make a hard move, would you like to demonstrate?
Yeah, so to make a hard move, I could say you take a new stone in this particular location, and I could set it right on top of Shira's piece, and then that would push her back. It could push her back to here, or it could push her all the way back to there through those other areas. Now, if for some reason you didn't play this game very well, and let's say I had a piece here, and another piece up here, and Shira was right here surrounded by me, I could then make this hard move on top of her here, and there's literally nowhere for her to go, so she's then stuck, and then I crush her into the depths.
And then that is one way to get pieces off the board. Your aim of the game, you're either aiming to complete all of these spells. The center ones do not count for the sake of the die because they're a lot easier to accomplish with 1 stone there. But you're either trying to race to accomplish 6 spells, or you're looking to have that 3 stone advantage over your opponent. And by cornering them is actually an effective way.
It was a very effective strategy, yes. You can definitely corner someone and then crush them by taking the pieces off 1 at a time. Is a very good way to do it.
Some other powers and abilities we have here. Choose 2 enemy stones touching each other. Convert them to your color. Some of the little ones, make 1 blink move and then sacrifice a stone. a blink move.
A blink move is where you will then basically place a stone down anywhere on the board. It doesn't have to be in an adjacent location like a traditional move would be. There are also spells like this, like Seal of the Wind, which have static actions to them. So as soon as you fill up that particular spell with 3 stones of your color, you'll then have this ability. It's automatic. It just happens. So your first move of each turn will be a blink move instead of your standard move action. And then if at any point in time you lose the having your 3 stones in that location, then you would no longer have access to that static action.
It is very annoying at times, that one in particularly, because that blink move allows the player to expand across the board and not have to rely on moving adjacent to their previous color. Mm-hmm. That was really annoying in a prior gameplay. Yep. We also have make 1 hard move. We've got another static. You may cast 2 spells each turn if you somehow manage to line up all of your stones correctly. And
that one sounds really good. Like casting 2 spells. The spells are super powerful.
Yeah.
The problem is that when you cast spells, you lose those stones.
Yeah.
So if at any point in time, if the end of your turn, you are in a situation where you have 3 less stones on the board than your opponent, then you lose the game.
Yeah.
So by casting 2 spells, you could be in a situation where you've cost yourself the game by casting those 2 spells.
And then the last one we have up here is Starfall. Make 2 soft blink moves that touch each other, then destroy all enemy stones touching them. There's also soft, just like there's soft moves, hard moves, there's also soft blink moves and hard blink moves. The same concept, pushing another stone out of your way.
Yeah, this game was a lot more strategic than either of us anticipated it being. The amount of thinkiness that this game gives you in such a simplistic format is amazing.
The teach is really quite simple. You're going to be putting out stones, doing powers and abilities, and trying to accomplish cast spells or have majority on the board.
Yeah.
And other than that, then it becomes, and it's always 2-player, head to head.
Yep.
And then it becomes kind of like, where are you going? What are you doing? And how can I crush you?
Yeah.
And each game has turned out different with the variability of the different spells that have come out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the variability, the replayability because of that is quite high. I'm excited to see what the Kickstarter offers because there may be some more variable circles that are available. There could even be...
I want these just to be double-sided and have like double the amount of powers and abilities that we... Because you can flip them over. Like, these tiles they don't have to be face up. And so having every single one be double-sided and have extra ones in the box, can you imagine the choices you would have there?
Be awesome. Yeah, it would definitely be awesome.
Yeah, and I really like these stones. These stones are very tactile.
Yeah.
The dice is not meant to be rolled. It is encased in silver and will damage some tables.
Yeah, these are super heavy.
Yeah. They're very chunky and
dice.
very nice, but they're only used to keep track of the spells you have cast.
Yes. But yeah, so that's Sigil.
That is Sigil.
Absolutely. So please do us a favor, check out the Kickstarter down below. Check them out if it's something that interests you. Back responsibly, of course. Yeah. And until next time.
Let them know that Quacks sent you. Let them know that some quacks over.
That's right.
At the Lopes.
The Lopes, yep. Because there were Sans the Quack today.
Yeah.
So yeah, the Lopes
Quacks
sent
and
you.
Lopes sent you their way. Whatever the case, whatever you do, remember to do the important thing.
Crush your opponents!
Get out and play some games.
Oh yeah, that too.
We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.